back to my channel. I have a favorites video for you guys today, and I want to just claim first of all, if you hear weird squeaking noises, that will be my roof. It's really windy and dark and rainy and gross here, as it has been for the last 865,000 days. So for whatever reason, whenever it's windy, something creaks over there on the side of the house. We don't know what it is. We've had a new roof put on this year. The vinyl is on. I don't know. Something creaks. So if you hear it and it sounds weird, I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to do about it. Anyway, if you guys know, I've been on a break the last 7 months from YouTube. I just started making videos again a week or so ago in my time. In your time, it might have been like a month ago, but still, I had taken a 7-month break, and I did a life update, kind of a where I've been video at the end of December. And in that video, I was planning on sharing some favorites that I had discovered over the last 7 months that I hadn't shared with you guys, but I was like, well, I should probably make that a separate video just so more people might see it. I mean, a lot of people might not watch a life update video by some random person they don't know, but if you're clicking on this video and you don't know me, hey, maybe it's because you saw something in the thumbnail that looked interesting and you say, hey, who is this person and what's she talking about? So that's why I did it as a separate video. So there's not a whole lot on here, but just some of the things that I've either gotten or was given over the last 7 months that I really enjoy and thought you guys might like to learn about. So I've got it into categories of home, books, and beauty. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and disclaim and say that I love this thing. I think it's amazing and it has changed my life, but I'm not going to use it anymore. And you probably think, well, if it's so wonderful, why are you not going to use it anymore? And I'll tell you. So basically, it's a chicken shredder. We eat 90% chicken here in the house, and I use a lot of things that require shredded chicken. And one of the things I hate most, however you say that, in this life is shredding chicken with forks. And so I saw somebody use a chicken shredder like this, and it's just got these little spikes on it, on the lid and on the inside. You put the chicken in there, you spin this around, and like in seconds, you have perfectly shredded chicken. However, it is plastic. It was plastic when I bought it, and it's still plastic, and I knew that, but I just was like, well, how bad could it be? You know, we're not supposed to use plastic with our food. We're not supposed to use plastic with hot food, especially. And if I'm getting chicken out of the crock pot, it's hot. Is it gonna make a difference because of BPA, even though this is supposedly BPA free? It probably isn't. Who says it's BPA free? I don't think it's gonna kill anybody. But my whole thing is to try to get away from using plastic, and yet I buy a plastic device. So if you don't care about using plastic with your food, and you don't care about using plastic with your hot food especially, you should. But if you don't care about those things and you want shredded chicken, this is perfect. So even though I love it, and I'm gonna be sad to give it away, but it does work really, really well. Now, why there isn't one out there that's made with stainless spikes, I don't know, because I would buy that in a heartbeat, but I haven't found one yet. So if you guys know where there is one, let me know. Otherwise, this is plastic. It's going in the donation bin, but it does work really well. And for the time that I did have it, I loved it. So highly recommend / don't recommend that. The next thing is this electric scrubber. Now it's got dog hair all over it, which proves that it has been used. It actually has an extension pole, which I don't have on it right now. We tend to use it just with the handheld. But basically it came with the different brush heads. It rotates, and we use it to clean the shower, which is one of the worst things ever to have to clean. And so this makes it a lot easier. It's still horrible and obnoxious, but it makes the work a lot easier, requires a lot less elbow grease. So there's like a low and a high. And we have kind of a curved garden tub, so we tend to use the rounded brush, but there's like a flat one I think as well, and maybe a pointed one. Love this thing. It's really nice. I think it would be really great if you have somebody who maybe can't get down into the tub or has a hard time reaching the walls of a tub or something like that. I mean, it's not just for tubs, but that was the main reason that we got it. So highly recommend that. We've really enjoyed that. And then this little thing is really nice. This is a Skoi scrubber. They're on Amazon. These are really nice for washing dishes. You know, my grandmother used to knit these little scrubbers that she used some kind of abrasive like thread or whatever yarn, and they were perfect for washing dishes with because they were soft enough to wash, you know, more delicate things, but still abrasive enough to actually get stuff off of your dishes. And that is pretty much what I would say this fits that category. You can buy them in different packs, you know, 2s, 4s, 8s, I think. I've had quite a few of these. I just throw them in the washer. They're really, really nice. They don't look very abrasive. Let me see if you can hear this. And you hear how that's got like a little bit of a stiffness to it. So those are really nice and make washing dishes a lot easier. Something I got as a gift, I think it was my birthday or maybe Mother's Day. I've been talking a lot on my channel the last year and a half about hobbies, trying to find things I enjoy doing. And so one of the things that I've actually been enjoying sporadically is coloring. And if you guys have followed my channel for a while, both girls are very artistic, and they both have like the professional like artist grade markers and all that stuff, but I really didn't want to color with markers. I wanted colored pencils, and so I had asked for this set of colored pencils from Amazon. Now maybe I'm just a low class person, but I'm just used to like Crayola colored pencils. It's like my experience. And not that they're bad, but they're just not very soft. You're not usually able to go over them again. Like once you color something, usually you can't go back over it and make it darker. Like it's kind of got a point where it's like, I'm as colored as I'm gonna get. But this is not like that. They're very soft, and you can layer them, and they look really, really nice. And I really enjoyed having these. So I highly recommend, if you have somebody or you want to try coloring, maybe do an upgrade from Crayola or RoseArt or something like that. And this brand is really nice. I know there's other ones too. Prismacolor is also a really nice brand, but I don't know, I like this one. It was affordable, 72 colored pencils, and it's been a really nice addition to just have something to do sometimes. You're just sitting around, maybe you want to color, maybe you want to just zone out in your head and not really focus on anything else. You just want to kind of mindlessly do something. Coloring has been really nice, and those colored pencils are very nice. And then also in the home category, and this is going to be funny, it's a wooden hand-carved heart. There's actually different places you can find things like this that are supposed to be made of olive wood from Bethlehem. And if you're a religious person, then that would have some significance to you, because we know that's where Jesus is from. And so I actually bought a pack of these and gave one to each girl and my mom, and then I have one. And I just keep it on my nightstand where I keep my Bible and my devotional and everything. And I like to hold it, you know, it's just kind of a nice thing, because it's pretty much as close to Jesus as most of us are ever gonna get physically in this life, you know. And I mean, a lot of people are lucky enough to go to the Holy Land, and I would love to, but I don't know that that'll ever happen for me. And so having something that's from the same place that he was from means a lot to me. And I think it's really nice, and it's why I gave one to my girls and my mom. And you know, I like to hold it sometimes when I'm reading the Bible or just praying or whatever. And it's not meant to be an idol. You know, there's no power in this. There's nothing in this that makes it special over just this piece of paper, except for the fact that, you know, it is from an olive tree, which has a lot of significance from the Bible. There's a lot of different examples about the olive tree being mentioned in the Bible, and then the fact that it is from where Jesus was born. It doesn't make us better Christians. I just feel like I need to just claim that, because I don't want somebody to say or think that this has any kind of power to it, or that I'm like worshiping this heart. I'm not. I think it's just a nice way to try to feel like that maybe you're physically close to something that, you know, many, many years down from before, you know, was in the same place that he was. You know what I mean? So that's why I have those, and I just thought it was a nice little thing. So I think it'd make a really nice gift. I think if you keep all the hearts for yourself, it would be a nice decor piece, especially for Valentine's Day, but just anytime, you know, if you have like a nice bowl and you have these little hearts. I just think they're fun, and for a Christian, I think it's a really unique thing to maybe give somebody. They have olive wood crosses you can get, different things like that, but I just thought the heart was really cute. It's nice that it fits in your hand, and I've enjoyed having that, and I was really excited to give it to my mom and the girls. So I thought it'd be fun to put in my hand. I have one more thing in the home category, and you're probably gonna think this is boring, and I would agree with you if I didn't know any better, but I do know better, and that's why I'm sharing with you. So this is a laundry product. This is the Tyler Glamorous Wash. This is the Diva scent in particular. And you probably think, why are you sharing laundry detergent as a favorite? Because it is one of those things that you don't think matters until you have a really good something about it, and then you're like, wait a minute, that really makes a huge difference. And you know, we have to do laundry probably every day. I certainly do. And it's not necessarily fun. I don't necessarily enjoy it. I don't mind putting things in the washer, but I don't like having to fold them or iron them or put them away. But there's something about having a clean, warm load of laundry that just smells really good. And I am a boring person. I tend to do the same things the same way. I don't necessarily care about the way it smells, usually. But especially when it comes to laundry, like we use unscented laundry detergent. So I don't need this. I've already got laundry detergent that I use that's unscented and it's fine, and our laundry comes out clean and life goes on. But recently I'd smelled this on somebody and I kept saying, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was cologne, and I kept saying, what does that smell? What does that smell? We couldn't figure it out. Finally we realized it was this. And so ever since then I have been purchasing this. It's not the cheapest thing in the world. So I definitely don't use as much as it tells you to use, because number one, it's very concentrated and potent. So I really like to try to customize how powerful I want the scent to be, but also because it's, you know, it's kind of pricey, so I try not to use too much at once. So I still use my unscented laundry detergent. And then I just put a splash of this in the laundry, and it makes the clothes smell so good. It's a warm and complex fragrance overflowing with delicious fruits and rich florals. Rich aromatic chocolate and amber complete this luscious blend. I can't really pinpoint anything. I certainly don't pinpoint chocolate or amber. I don't know what it is. It just smells so, so, so good. And it actually makes me enjoy laundry, because I know my sheets or my workout clothes or my pajamas are gonna smell like this, and I really, really enjoy it. And so I think part of enjoying your life is, you know, other than the big things of like family and God and all that, is figuring out ways to enjoy the little mundane things that you have to do every day anyway. So if that's, you know, washing your hair, maybe you want to have some really nice hair care products, or maybe you want to keep your nails painted. You know, you've got to clean, so maybe you want to use some fun cleaning products or some, you know, whatever. There's all different ways you can kind of, you know, upgrade and elevate everyday experiences. And laundry is definitely one of those everyday things we all do. So it's been a really fun way to make it enjoyable to know that my clothes are going to smell like something that I really enjoy the scent of. And I don't know, I just really enjoy it. It's made my laundry life a lot happier. So I highly recommend this scent in particular, which is the Diva scent. I have not used any of the other scents, so I can't speak to those, but the Diva scent in particular is perfect. And I love it. You guys have probably heard, if you've watched my videos, that I've been reading through the Bible now. I've tried a couple times to read the Bible front to back and was not successful. I would get to a certain point, get confused or get demotivated or get like overwhelmed, and I just like, oh, you know. So I don't know when I started using this resource. This is the Bible Recap by Tara Lee Cobble. It does say a 1-year guide. I have been reading this for over a year. I'm over halfway through now. And I knew when I started trying to read the Bible again with this method, I knew it was going to take me longer than a year, and that was okay. I wasn't going in to be done in a year. I was going in to actually finish and understand as much of what I read as possible. So to me, that is way more important than saying, I read it in a year. What's more important to me is being able to say, I read it and I remembered, you know, this, this, and this, or it changed me in this way, or I learned this. So I personally would say don't get caught up on the fact necessarily that it says a 1-year guide, because I feel like it doesn't, it's not a, who are you racing? This is not necessarily, I don't feel like a thing that you should put a time limit on necessarily. Now, maybe you don't want to take 20 years, but 20 years is better than not at all. So anyway, that's my little PSA for today. You don't have to have the book. The app is like, it's free. It's on the Bible app. There's free YouTube videos that tell basically the same thing that the book says. I'm a book person. I personally wanted to have the book. I wanted a visual reminder to read the Bible every day. I didn't want to be on my phone any more than necessary. You guys know that's a big deal with me. So I didn't want something that required me to be on my phone, because if I'm on my phone, I'm gonna get distracted by probably something else and not even maybe finish reading the Bible that day, or get interrupted by something else. So for me, it was just better to have the book. But if you are a phone person, or you can use the YouTube videos and you're not gonna get distracted by something else, then that's fine. But I really love this. I really love the concept of this. And I know she's not the first person to say the Bible is not necessarily meant to be read front to back. You know, we do that. We pick up a book and we're like, okay, I'm gonna read it front to back, because that's how you read pretty much every other book. But the Bible is actually not written in chronological order. It's one thing and then it jumps here and then it goes back and then it goes forward, and there's a reason why the Bible is ordered the way that it is, but it's not chronological order. And so that's one of the problems that I was having, was I would be reading about this person or this thing that I kind of barely understood anyway, and then it would jump to something else, and then we'd be talking about later the thing we were talking about earlier, and I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we already talk about this? It's not going to take you through the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. So you're sticking in time periods, you're sticking in person or situation. So like when we were reading about King David in Kings, we also read a lot of the Psalms that he wrote. So you're jumping from Kings to Psalms, Kings to Psalms. So you're talking about all of David in one sequential order in this book. And so every day she'll tell you what to read, and then after you read it, there is a 2-page summary of making sense of what you just read. What just happened? What did I read? What does this word mean? What's the context of this story? Like maybe what else was going on at that time that, you know, so that's been really helpful for me, and it's been allowing me to be able to remember a lot more of what I read, make a lot more sense of it. So I cannot say enough good things about this. I've given it to multiple people now as gifts, and I just love it. And so like I said, you don't have to have the book, but I feel like if you're somebody who gets distracted on your phone or on YouTube, maybe it's worth the investment. It's not that expensive, but it's nice to have, and you can obviously write notes in a book where you can't really do that on a YouTube video. So highly, 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 highly recommend the Bible recap. And something else I have to go along with it, I don't read this necessarily every day or even every week, but this is the Bible overview. This is just a nice resource to have that tells you, each book of the Bible is in here. It'll tell you the purpose of that book, maybe who wrote it, the context, the key verse, explaining maybe what certain things mean. A lot of times there will be like a timeline or a map. So this is something that you would read maybe after you finish a book of the Bible, or maybe before you start a new book, where you can just really get an overview of like the time period, what else was going on, who were some of the main people in the story or in the book. And so it's just a really nice resource to have. You don't have to have it, but I think if you're really wanting to learn and retain and understand, something like this will be really helpful. So both of those things are really nice. And then 2 things, and I'm not going to talk about them a whole lot. Well, I'm going to try not to anyway, is because I just filmed a whole video about these, and I've talked at length about both of these books, and so I'll try to keep it brief. They're both 2 things that you can get on Amazon as well. All those other books you can get on Amazon as well. This is the Dig Deeper journal from Inside Then Out. Basically, it's a guided journal that has different categories of journaling prompts. So you have an intention section, healing, gratitude, presence, purpose, and growth. And so within each of those sections, you're going to have questions that are going to help build you and grow you in those areas, learning a lot about yourself. So self-awareness is huge. And it's just a really fun way to get to know yourself and think about questions. I really enjoy questions. I really enjoy when people ask me like, what do you think about this? Or how do you feel about that? And this basically is having somebody to ask me these questions and me getting the time and space to be able to answer them. So I love this. I think it'll make a great gift for a teen or an adult. So I really enjoy that. And if you want to hear more about all the different journals that I use on a weekly, daily, monthly basis, then stay tuned for that video. If it's already gone up, I will link it. If not, it's coming. But I have 5 different journals that I use in all different ways to really help process emotions, help with worry, learn to know more about myself, and just kind of get out of my head. So I think that'll be a really useful video for you guys if you want to hear about all of those journals. But I have that one, and then also the Worry for Nothing journal. Doesn't look like much. Basically, it's just a 2-page guided journal to help you really process emotions, worries, anxieties, asking you what's going on, how do you feel about that, what evidence supports that thought or feeling, what evidence contradicts those thoughts or feelings, what's maybe a healthier alternative thought you can have about that person, feeling, or situation, and then just anything else you want to fill in at the bottom about how you feel. It's just a really nice way to work through emotions and feelings. And for people like me who tend to bottle things up, who tend to not really know why I feel a certain way about something, I just know I have very strong feelings about it, it's been really helpful for me to kind of pick my own brain apart and really deconstruct and reverse engineer my feelings on paper. And so it's been really helpful. So those 2 things I think are really great for either you or maybe somebody else who you feel like maybe they would benefit from journaling. Maybe they would like to know more about themselves, be more self-aware, be more emotionally intelligent and in tune with themselves. be able to journal and process emotions, maybe anxious people, people that worry a lot, people that tend to bottle things up. Both of those books I think would be great for those types of people, and they've been a huge addition to my life, so I really highly recommend those. I mentioned, and I don't know what video it was in. Oh, it was my habit tracking video. That should have probably already gone up by now. I talked about TMI again, that I tend to get ingrown hairs on my legs. I think it's because I wear skinny jeans, which I know are out of style, but I'm gonna wear them as long as I can because I'm not into the baggy pant look. I don't wanna look like I'm wearing my dad's pants. Sorry, Dad. My parents have been watching my videos and it's horrendously embarrassing because I don't know. It's just weird to know that people that you know in your real life are watching your videos, because if I say something and they're like, she doesn't act that way, or you couldn't tell that by me that she thought that, you know, I feel like that's what they think when they watch my videos, so I don't know. But anyway, my mom's always telling my dad that his pants are too baggy, and so that's why I said that. But anyway, it probably is because I wear skinny jeans and that makes my hair, like my legs on my legs on my hair, no, the hair on my legs get like ingrown. I don't know, again, whatever. So in addition to exfoliation with like a mitt and like a scrub, I've been using this, I call it CeraVe. I know some people say CeraVe. I don't know which one is right. It's this, if it'll focus. Whoa, focus. Are you gonna focus? Right here. Yep, there we go. Which SA is salicylic acid. There's different types of exfoliation. You have chemical and physical. So physical exfoliants would be an exfoliating glove or a scrub. Chemical exfoliants would be something like salicylic acid, alpha hydroxy acids, things like that, that are chemically helping to slough off that dead skin. So I noticed that once I started using this, because my legs will get so irritated and they get bumps all up and down them, and then they're too painful to even shave. And it's just kind of a vicious cycle. So I noticed since using this, it's been really helpful. I imagine in the wintertime it would be especially helpful since we all have, you know, tend to get dry skin in the winter. So highly recommend this. And same thing with the dry skin. I've been really enjoying the e.l.f. Holy Hydration. It's got hyaluronic acid and peptides, and e.l.f. has really upped their game. You know, I remember when e.l.f. first like came on the market and it was like 3 products, and it was like some cheap brushes, a brow pencil that you could barely get on your skin, and like a blush, and it was not that great. But they have since really upped their game. I really like everything in their hydration line. I've got their eye makeup remover, I've used their toner, I've got their liquid eye makeup remover, and now I have this. And it's just a really nice thing to use with or without other types of skincare underneath. But I always use this on top of either my retinol product, if I'm using that night. If I'm using just anything else, I'll put this on top, especially in the winter, because my skin gets really dry right here especially. So this has been really nice, and for the price point especially, I think it's really great. And I actually compared it to the Laneige, however you pronounce that. They have a product like this, and I actually like this better than that, and this is like 1/3 of the price. So highly recommend that. And then the last thing is the NYX Fat Oil Lick. I cannot talk. The NYX Fat Oil Slick Click. That is very hard for me to say. And you just click it on the end to get the product to come out. But this color in particular is called That's Major. It's a really pretty color. It feels really good on your lips. It's not drying, and I have a really hard time with lip products. I find that a lot of them dry me out or are just uncomfortable. This is actually, it feels like wearing a lip balm, but it's got color. So highly recommend this. I haven't gotten any other colors yet. I want to look and see if maybe they have some other colors that I would enjoy, because I really like this. It's not terribly long wearing, but I feel like that's partially a good thing, because usually the more long wearing something is the more drying it's going to be. So this is definitely not that case. So I really love that. So those are the things that I've been loving the past 7 months or so. The Bible recap actually has been longer than 7 months, but I felt like it needed to be talked about again in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will link everything for you guys that I talked about. I just think they're fun. I think favorite videos are fun. I think they're great to get to know what a person is liking, but I think they also make really great kind of like gift idea videos, because if I like something enough in my own life to share it with you, then I also think it will make a great gift. And my gift guide videos are some of my most popular videos. People ask about them all year long. I didn't make them for 2024, and I've gotten, I cannot tell you how many comments I got about, where is your Christmas gift video? So I kind of count these favorites videos as good gift idea videos as well. So any of these things would make a great gift. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.